My goal is to make your morning more magical. And what I learned is that when you're really clear on what your values are and what fills you up and lights you up, and then when you can actually take little micro actions nodding toward them every single morning, you are just prepared in ways you cannot even imagine to be. So now I'm a very early riser. I don't run a marathon every morning, but I do have little micro actions I take that nod to the things that are most important to me. And I'm a much better human the rest of the day because of it.
You very emphatically say to everyone, you are a morning person.
Yes.
And I know a lot of people hear that and go, no, I'm not.
Yes.
Because there's such a cynicism around, or not even a cynicism, there's just a pessimism around our own selves of like, well, I love staying up late. When we're with our friends, a lot of people say to us, well, but we sleep at like 2 a.m. or 1 a.m. And, you know, I'm going to be waking up at like 8 or 7 or whatever it may be. And this isn't about better or worse. This isn't about comparing. This isn't about, oh, we're more healthy, or it's not that. It's a conversation about what do you want from your life.
Yes.
When you tell everyone emphatically anyone can become a morning person, tell us what are the signs that someone's a morning person, and then what are the steps we can take to become one if we're sitting here going, Liz, I'm really not a morning person.
Yes, I hear you. I am also an early riser. You know this about me, but I wake up at 5:17. But this is not about like, you need to be waking up at 5:17. Yeah. There is no judgment whatsoever if you are in the camp of, I actually want to wake up at 8 a.m. and that works for me. I am with you. My goal is to help you make the most of the time you spend after you get out of bed.
I love that.
To set yourself up for the best day possible. Mm-hmm. And to be honest, Jay, and what I hear a lot from people is they actually wish they could wake up a little earlier, but like your friends, they're night owls, and it's just not in their nature.
So into a pattern, a habit.
Yep. So 2 quick things. As I share in the book, I was not a morning person. I very much loved to sleep in, especially as a teenager. There is a lot of science that suggests that we have a chronotype. So you might be more predisposed to enjoy popping out of bed in the morning or to staying up late at night. So early birds, night owls. Some people get their rush of energy in the middle of the day. The cool thing is it's constantly changing over time. So even if a couple of years ago, that's how you were or you are there right now, it might change just naturally. But secondly, there are a lot of things you can do if you do want to wake up earlier to set yourself up the night before. And also like what you do when you get out of bed, exposing yourself to light. That is your goal, to wake up earlier, and you think you would be healthier and happier for it. It really is possible.
I think also when people think about becoming a morning person, they think they have to sleep less.
Right.
And that's not the thing.
That's
the point is you can still sleep as much as you want. You're just going to try and sleep earlier so that you can still have that amount of sleep. And so I think a lot of people struggle with the idea of being a morning person.
Yes.
When you talk about people becoming a morning person, what are some of the things that we need to stop doing in order to help us become morning people? Is there some of the techniques and tools you can share with us?
Absolutely. As much as you wish or want to become a morning person, it's not just like you wake up and, oh, here I am, morning person. So for starters, let's talk about the night before. It's important to know how much sleep you need, and that can help you back into what time you need to go to bed. I know everybody is sick of hearing this, but the truth is there's so much science about exposing yourself to blue light, which we get from our devices in the evening. It is going to amp up your melatonin production, which makes it harder to fall asleep and harder to stay asleep. So right there, if you want to have an awesome morning tomorrow, you want to have a good night of sleep. So like, do yourself a favor, pick up a paper book or stop scrolling on your phone, ideally at least an hour before you hit the sack. I also talk in the book about sleep rituals. I interviewed all sorts of sleep experts and looked at all the latest and greatest research on this. And there's simple things you can do, such as making your room a little bit cooler. That helps you sleep more soundly. Personally, I like to take a shower before I go to bed. I have this vision that it's like rinsing the good and bad energy off me and kind of creating a clean slate for me to get all the restoration that my night of sleep has in store for me. Let's talk about alarm clocks for a second too. So I'm sure you know this because you're also super into sleep. The later phases of our sleep cycle are called REM sleep. And that's like where the magic happens and all the restoration happens. So if you're the type of person who snoozes your alarm button for like an hour or even just a time or two, you're actually disrupting that really powerful sacred time of sleep. So I am really encouraging folks to think hard about what time do you have to get up? Like what's the latest you can get up? And set your alarm for that. Like that is your sleep spot and sweet spot. And then back into what time you need to go to bed. Those are just a few examples, but they will all help a lot. They will help tremendously.
Are there any favorite activities or exercises that you're just like, this one really worked for me or this one really worked for a friend? Could you share one with us?
About learning what your personal core values are. That one is near and dear to my heart because to your point, when we first started this conversation, my goal is not to get you up at 5:17 a.m. like I do. My goal is to make your morning more magical. And what I learned is that when you're really clear on what your values are and what fills you up and lights you up, and then when you can actually take little micro actions nodding toward them every single morning, you are just prepared in ways you cannot even imagine to be a better parent, employee, pet parent, like sister, brother, friend, all the things.
켈리가 죽도록 힘들었을 때 세계 최고의 부자들의 성공 비밀은 아주 큰 지혜가 되었고 그 덕분에 이렇게 큰 성공을 해낼 수 있었습니다. 매일 동기부여 모닝콜 필사를 하시는 여러분도 그들의 성공 비밀을 자신의 지혜로 만들어 꼭 성공하시길 바랍니다. 한글 5번, 영어 5번입니다. 시작합니다. 나는 나의 핵심 가치에 맞는 아침 루틴으로 혁신적인 하루를 시작합니다.
I start an innovative day with a morning routine that aligns with my core value.
나는 나의 핵심 가치에 맞는 아침 루틴으로 혁신적인 하루를 시작합니다.
I start an innovative day with a morning routine that aligns with my core value.
나는 나의 핵심 가치에 맞는 아침 루틴으로 혁신적인 하루를 시작합니다.
I start an innovative day with a morning routine that aligns with my core value.
나는 나의 핵심 가치에 맞는 아침 루틴으로 혁신적인 하루를 시작합니다.
I start an innovative day with a morning routine that aligns with my core value.
나는 나의 핵심 가치에 맞는 아침 루틴으로 혁신적인 하루를 시작합니다.
I start an innovative day with a morning routine that aligns with my core value.
같이 성공하겠다는 마인드는 나를 먼저 성공하게 만드는 지름길입니다. 주변에 성공한 사람이 많을수록 나의 성공률은 높아집니다. 주변 사람들의 성공을 돕는 것은 곧 나의 성공이 됩니다. 주변 사람들과 이 성공 비밀을 공유하세요. 켈리가 당신에게 이 성공 비밀을 공유하는 것도 성공을 유지하는 비결 중에 하나입니다. 함께 가면 멀리 갑니다. 지금 당장 함께할 사람을 초대해주세요. 좋아요, 구독, 알림 설정은 이 모닝콜을 함께 제작하는 20명이 넘는 재능 기부자들과 켈리에게 큰 힘을 줍니다. 사랑합니다.